often, split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems, and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
Welcome to the home of Cure Oxygen Spring Water. A breathtaking 1,000 feet above sea level, where the elements collide. In an area of outstanding natural beauty. This land, our land, embodies nature, and our methods respect it. We use clean energy, solar, hydro, wind, to bring you the cleanest water. Every drop, sustainably sourced from pristine Cornish farmland. From the raw beauty of rainfall to our state-of-the-art bottling facility, situated on an ancient underground lake. We're reminded of the timeless power of pure water. But it doesn't stop here. The secret of Cure lies in the pure oxygen we so carefully infuse. To breathe life into every bottle of Cure water, without chemicals or additives. Cure pushes the boundaries of what water can do, uniting life's most essential ingredients: water and oxygen. The next generation of hydration. Cure Oxygen, nature's ultimate water.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening and welcome to Breaking Barriers here on IBN Channel 8. No, I am not busting a scratch, I'm fixing my wire. Alright, so, yeah, you know, this wire was hanging down there, we're looking like a clothesline. Anyway, oh boy, what a day, what a day, what a day. I'm tired. Let me just fix my hair because I just jumped in the studio. Moody, side part on right? Very good. That's what we're talking about. It feels good to be in front of a live audience today. Last week, we were not at the morgue, and we did not do it in front of a dead audience, but let me just switch off my phone here, folks. And here we go. Okay, good. Right, we are on like boiled corn now. Right, so pleasure being in your company. Of course, this is Breaking Barriers shown every single Wednesday night. Tonight, I have to finish by 9 p.m. Have to. And the reason I have to is because I was threatened by my wife. She informed me, she said to me, tonight you're going to wrap up early and relax yourself a bit early. Because today, I celebrated my 25th birthday. No, just kidding. Today, I did celebrate, well, not really celebrate, I worked all day. I thank God for giving me an extra year. And of course, my daughter was also birthed on the 15th of March, and I wish her all the best. May God continue to bless her. And she's 18 years now, and I hope and pray, oh God, let me get a good son-in-law. That is all I pray. You know what I mean? Give me a good son-in-law. Don't give me one I had to pull out a cutlass for. Right? Moody, you make them do anything too? Yeah. I afraid Maria pulled the cutlass. That's the one. Anyway, a pleasure being in your company, folks. And of course, this program, the first segment, is brought to you courtesy of our good friends at Tile Expression. Remember, Tile Expression is where you get all your quality tiles. And remember, you could go here, there, and everywhere and search for tiles, but you would not get quality. So remember, stick to Tile Expression, located right up Mon Road in Cunupia. All right, so this morning, I got up. What is that about now? A happy birthday video? What is that about? Eh? I see something happy birthday video.
Happy birthday, Uncle! Happy birthday, dear! Happy birthday, dear Uncle! Happy birthday, dear! Are you 1? Are you 2? Are you 3? Are you 4?
He's really old. That's gonna take really long to get to how old he is. He's like 95.
Are you 95? He said.
You see, that is why children grow up to be like that, All you hear that old cow in the background bawling, he's 95, that is my niece. And I will deal with her. I will come up to Canada and deal with her. I would like to thank all my nieces, my nephews, my friends, my family, those people I just talk to, those people I don't talk to, those people who be on my Facebook page, minding my business, even though I block them, and I don't know how they still do it. God bless each and every one of you. But this morning I awoke, and like normal, I will check my news and my emails and etc. After praying, and then I saw a large amount of messages with this happy birthday thing, and I would like to personally thank each and every one of you. It means a lot. But deep down inside, I'm telling you as it is, deep down inside, when you pass 50, a birthday is not something that is exciting anymore. It's a worrisome thing. In fact, every time we celebrate a birthday or we reach that point, it should be of concern. Because every time we celebrate a birthday or we recognize a birthday or we look out for a birthday and participate in a birthday, we are actually counting down to our death. And that is as real as I could say it. Because every single day, I think about it. There's no day, believe it or not, there's no day I don't think about that. Because I'm reminded of it. Because every day I get reports of people who were shot, who were murdered. And today, someone was killed in a tragic manner. And we will deal with that a bit later on. But today, when somebody called me and said, boy, you have accomplished so much in life. And I always tell people, I don't see that as being my accomplishments. Because, you see, I don't do anything personally for myself. Whatever I have, whatever I've gained, is through the blessings of the Almighty. I take no credit for it. Whatever I own, it's not even mine. And I will be a memory for many people in time to come. And everything that I have will pass on to my wife, to my children, and I'm making sure that if anything happened to me now, that she knew husband again, nothing. Right? So I had to slip that one in there. Right. So basically, what happens is that when you look at all this and then you tell yourself, well, boy, life, and you sit down in your house and you sit down in your BMW and Mercedes-Benz and you feel good about it. It's a worrying thing for me. But to be honest with you, one of the things that I actually thought about today was my father. And I normally, people would say, but wait now, you mentioned your father more than your mother. And most boys or most men tend to be closer to their mother. I don't know if the fellas in here, were you closer to your mother? Moody, your mother or your father? Father. Mother? And Jawad? Mother. So, when... You're meeting your father this weekend, Barker Gross? just finding out. Right. So what happened is that for me, my father was the one who got me involved in my religion. He was the one who was the disciplinarian to a point, but my mother was the one who used to always save me. But my mother, when she was in the 80s, she got Alzheimer's. But before that, every time my brothers would visit for an event, for example, for Eid and for those things, I will always ask my mother in front of her 9 other sons and 2 daughters, who was your best child? And my mother would always look at me and say, you are the best one. And that is something that I hold up to today. And in fact, my brother Nazim and Kazim and Ashmead and all of them and Bobby and all of them could verify that that is something I cherish up to today. When I ask her, Ma, who is your best son? And she would always say, Inshan, you is my best son. And even though I was not the perfect son for both my parents, because remember when we were growing up, sometimes we would get frustrated and you'll get fed up and this and that, oh God, leave me alone and this and that. The reality of it is that when you get older and you think back about the sacrifices and all the things that our parents have done, we really have to be Nimakaram to turn our back on our parents and to not recognize them. And even in death, I pray that God continue, God make it easy for my parents, because what happens is that as a Muslim, I believe that the prayers that I make or the du'as that I make reaches my parents, and that is our Islamic belief. And at the end of the day, that is all I could ask, because quite frankly, there is nothing that could bring more contentment than a father or a mother who is proud of their child. And I think these guys, everybody would bear me out here. If you have a child that is miserable, or a child that is what I call PITA, P-I-T-A, pain in the, right? You know the kind of stress that that would lead to. All right, so that was my opening monologue there. Of course, this is not the Oscars, but quite frankly, I would like, again, to thank every one of you who expressed birthday greetings. You know, it was, and the cake, Tiki Amani, and to all the others, to my staff from IBN, to my staff from Rock, Lachman, Fiona, Darren, Saif, Siddiq, and of course, I have Justin here. Thank you so much for the well wishes. God bless you. And of course, I greatly appreciate it. And to all the guys here, you know, it was not necessary. But the good thing about being a boss funding is plenty of people is bringing your gift funding. You understand? And that is a good thing. I see I got a nice perfume there and some jalebi and thing. I'll lick up the jalebi before I come down though. Anyway, let's get to the meat of the matter and let's start to deal with the issues now. Our Ramadan flea market starts this Friday. And guys, I think we have a video of how we are looking with the flea market booths, the tents. Could we run that, please? Right. Nice, nice, nice. Stretched all over. So Ramadan fever is coming to Baraka Grounds. And you know, I would like to thank all the people who continue to have faith and trust in us. And if you have not booked a tent, well, boy, I don't know what to tell you now, boy. You have to do some begging. Because quite frankly, we got to try and squeeze you in. All right, let me just welcome RPM Express Couriers, the #1 courier company in Trinidad and Tobago. But before I do that, could we reverse a bit? And let me just thank Neil Schurz, your source for European parts, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Jaguar, Volvo, you name it, engine mechanical parts and servicing as well. Of course, they could source parts from MAN, Hengst, is that Phoebe? Ma, etc. I hope I pronounce them words correctly, yes. It always there, you know, but I never pronounce it. M-A-H-L-E should be Ma. I don't think it's Mahli. That song wrong. Correct? Someone come and guide me now. All of them confused. He going back to man. Right. Anyway, let's start the ball rolling. Let me thank, of course, we welcome RPM Express Couriers, your #1 source for anything you're bringing from abroad. The best service, the best prices, and of course, the most courteous staff. Give them a buzz. And you could visit them on rpmexpress.com, rpmexpresscouriers.com, and 224 for RPM. I'm trying to rush the program boy, because I only seen images of tripe and seam. You know? No joke, you know. It's a serious thing, you know. Right, anyway. I ate my partner in the radio, but you come down about Salam, you're too late, yeah? Okay, let the man come down now, I'm in there. Right, hey, I just want to thank all those people who sponsored and assisted with our family fun day for children with disabilities. I just want to show you a little thing, including all the commercial sponsors. And of course, this is what it was like. Halima and Tanti Cindy, and of course, we have Uncle Zakir Day, and of course, Tanti Salisha, and we're giving out pizza courtesy our good friends at Pizza Hut. And this was a day of for children with disabilities, and it was a fantastic event. I would like to thank all those of you who brought your children, and they came. Well, we bust belly. We bust real belly for that event. And the good thing is that we are going to have this event every single year now. Right? We are going to dedicate a day at Baraka Grounds. And what we're going to try and do is that I think there's a day dedicated to persons with disability. We'll try to tie it in. But knowing my luck, it is probably next week. Right? We'll try and tie it in with that day as well. All right? So let's get the ball rolling and let's see what's as usual. As usual in Bamboo, we meet the Gadahas and them. And of course, TCT 2356. You know, and this is the respect we have for the people after you use the sidewalk. We have dummies. PCL, is that 1023? Yes, 1023. Talking about number plates, I sent 2 numbers to the Commissioner of Police. And I asked him how come, not Commissioner of Police, Commissioner of Transport, Clyde. And I asked him how come those 2 expensive vehicles all of a sudden have fancy number plate, you know, like 24, 23, or 22, 22, and those kind of thing. Because remember, number plates is random, they say. No, we're getting to the bottom of that soon, because what I'm doing is that I have a nice audio clip that I recorded from one of the big car companies, from the salesman. But we will leave that right there for now. Let's go again, guys. Right? Oh, yeah, zoom into that guy on the left, on the right, please. That high technology, you know. PDT 8677. Watch where he parked now, boy. And it's what I tell you, you know, St. Joseph Police Station sitting on their bam-bams and doing nothing. They will pass here and leave everything the same way. And God forbid somebody from this village were to get sick. Well, I'm going to tell you, let's go again, guys. You know, about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I mentioned that people started to block around, people started to dump cars in this area. This is by Grand Bazaar. And all of a sudden, 1 week after, I was told that notice was given for them to move out, and now it's being blocked around. Now, I know for sure that this does not belong to Ansa McCall, right? But you know what is interesting? Ansa McCall and the Ansa McCall group could put their signage anywhere. Right? Even though this is not their property, they could put it anywhere. And this their donkey years on, you know, nobody touch them. Ancient Ishmael put up a sign by Baraka Grounds, not on a billboard, not the digital billboard, a regular sign, and within 2 months' time, the Ministry of Works come and cut it down. Well, I will tell you. And that was pointing to the mosque and the food court. Eh? This is what I tell you, like dog in this country, you know, dog, certain people like dog. Let's go again, guys. This, only remember this, I had shown this video. In fact, I had done a drone shot, and I'm sorry I didn't have the drone shot to show you this. But what happened is that these people build their house almost on the riverbank. The riverbank, piece of the riverbank caved in. And the only way the company repairing the riverbank right now, they have to actually bust the whole riverbank to access the riverbank. The other picture, guys, where's the other picture? This is the company doing the work now, and what they did, they actually zoom into the back. Yes, to the back of the excavator, right. All you seen it there? They bust open the whole riverbank, right, to get to backfill the river. Now, the question is, why it is those people were told, here, break down all your bloody wall because all your wall in the way. But you see, like I tell you, we have a set of jokers and they know who to go after. It is similarly to like the Integrity Commission. The Integrity Commission, I rested on them last week. when I heard there were certain people that the Integrity Commission, small fries Integrity Commission, targeting. Like, for example, the little board of directors, people who have filed their submissions, they're going after them and charging them, right? They're being charged, and man who dealing with millions of dollars, the Integrity Commission sitting on their backsides over a year and after 2 years now. So let's tell me if something does not stink, right? Integrity, and that's supposed to be the Integrity Commission. Let me just welcome Gate Automation Company Limited for all your gate automated needs. Plus, they also have safety barriers, and they could install and manufacture whatever you want in terms of gates and access control. Let's go again, guys. I want to ask a question here. Khalif, what is that? It is a mini excavator. This mini excavator, could this drive on the highway or the road? No, right? No, there's a reason to my madness. If, for example, come back to me, guys. If, for example, there is a water leak on Monroe Road, and this mini excavator is in Wassa Compound in St. Joseph, how does that mini excavator get to Monroe Road? You have to use a trailer or some form of transport to get it across it, which means if you do not have your own, you have to hire a company that has a truck and a trailer. Is that correct? Good. In 99% of the cases with Wassa leaks and repairs, what do we normally see doing the repair? Not a backhoe. I was told that Wassa just purchased 12 mini excavators from Fafa. I don't know how true that is. That's the allegation. But if Wassa indeed did purchase 12 mini excavators, all you had to be a bunch of idiots. Because number one, to get where you need to go, you need transport. So you know somebody is going to get a little kakada to transport all them excavator all over the place. And not only that, all you know that them are dropping off and picking up, them going there, so you have to pay per hour for that trailer to park down there. Unless Wassa ordered 12 trailers and 12 trailer trucks too as well. This is what you call the height of stupidity. And I want to know if the transport division, if this is indeed fact, if all you're just plain dotish, because which road and the power of a mini excavator is not really for asphalt and them kind of thing. It is more for dirt and incorrect because of the power. Not road. Correct? I mean, you're a contractor, so you know, because a mini excavator does not have the power capacity, it would take 10 times longer for me. It will scrape, it will bite, and then you'll get through after a while. But a backhoe is manufactured for doing that. So some idiot decided, and by the way, I'm waiting for someone of my partners to send me a copy of the invoice now. Right? So it is me, you know. So once I get a copy of that invoice, I will show it. I will show it because, quite frankly, at the end of the day, right is right, wrong is wrong. Let's go again, guys. Zoom in on the bottom of that page. Khalif, is it me or that road looking brand newly paved? Newly paved, eh? And Wassa like a dog in heat. Watch. Watch him. They start. Not only that, I have a video, but the fellow was cussing in the video, where Wassa employees went in a barn was lining and they left an open hole and a man damaged the vehicle. You see, this is what you call stupidity. For donkey years, and what it is they're using there, Khalif? And that backhoe is registered to be used on the road and to work on the road and to drive on the road. So when he done, he gone where he had to go. Good. So For years now, come back to me, for years now we have been hearing that WASA is communicating with X, Y, and Z to try and get X, Y, and Z so that the ministries will be in sync. The ministry only sync is probably Cola or one of them other sync them you just get from Royal Homes. All right. I just want to apologize. What happened is that many people ordered last week, and there was a bottleneck for delivery for Cure last week. So I humbly apologize on behalf of the company, and I just want to remind you, and I'll show you some more of those blood tests as we go along, where the blood cells start to separate and start to move more freely. But for those people who have like arthritis, joint pain, psoriasis, and those sort of things, or for children who have asthma, you drink a bottle morning and evening, and like I said, this thing has tremendous effects. It's on a special right now for a limited time only, a case price, $6 per bottle, 375-1100, call that number now, right now, or 299-6263, and you will hear for yourself, you know, how effective it is. And in fact, we'll do some real-world examples of what it is about. And it is an award-winning product. It's one of the most advanced mineral waters in the world. Right? So come back to me, guys. And of course, you can call that number on the screen while the program is going on. Let's go again, guys. Businessmen do road repairs in South. Now, you know what's the sad thing, right? These fellas and them, watch how they dress, watch how they are attired. And you could see that these are men. If you watch the physical build of these fellas, you will see that these fellas are accustomed doing hard work. This is not Caliph where he barely hanging down and touching the piece of concrete. You know what I mean? This is men or Jawad who looking for something to eat in the back. These are men who know about physical work. Now you have Rohan telling the public, check with the ministry before you fix the roads. This is the height of stupidity. This is the height of stupidity. So, let me, I gotta make a call here now. Just now. Hold on. Don't rush me here because, me, boy? That man have my number. If I try calling Rohan from an overseas number, TSTT go call here and tell he I calling. That is how it is work.
You have reached.
But what has happened to this young boy? I was trying to call Mr. Jagisa, because what happened is that, anyway, I will deal with that in a little bit. Right, let's go again, guys. Ministry of Works, after we begging them for information, they finally give us the documents that we requested, right? So we got the information that we requested, and brother man, let me tell you something. It is the first time in history that a citizen of a country will be taking the Minister of Works to court. Yes, only hear me right. We will be taking the ministry to court. But not only that, let me tell you what's going on. When I got hold of those documents that were sent to me by my attorney, I was aghast. I asked people who I know in the construction industry, do you know this gentleman? Who is he? We never hear about he. Okay. Next number. You know a company by the name of so and so and so? No, never hear about a company in my life. Okay, hang up. Call a man from the east, call a man from the west. Nobody that I spoke to know of this contractor. But when I look at the sheets, and here what happened, I had the sheet right now in my pocket. 67,000, 87,000, 92,000, 114,000, 71,000, and on and on and on and on. And this contractor doing dredging, they're doing drain works. And nobody know who this person is or what history this person have in doing what he did. So, because I witnessed it with my own two big eye, where a lot of the work that is going on in this country is halfway, I have decided, and if you want, we could come together and do this. I have decided to contact a company in Holland, and the company actually agreed that a gentleman will be coming down here in April after Ramadan, an engineer that specializes in water courses and drainage and he will be doing an assessment of what was done to some of the rivers in Trinidad and Tobago. And using his tools, he would be able to tell the dredging and all kind of one blah, 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 blah. In other words, I ain't know nothing about that. And not only that, the repairs to riverbeds and thing, we are organizing to get the topography where we would be able to show what was done then and what was done now. So we are going to get the full breakdown of everything. So April, stay tuned. We're going to bring that gentleman in. This segment brought to you courtesy of our good friends at True Value Home Mart. And of course, remember, SPC flooring for your home. Number one, you have no worries with noise, right? When people walk in, they don't sound like King Kong on your floor, right? Or you don't hear talk, 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 because there's a nice rubberized padding on the bottom. And the prices, of course, and you don't have to use no set of glue on it. Anytime you want to change your flooring, you take it back up and you replace it and you put something else and you're good to go. All right, so let's go again, guys. Oh yeah, watch it. Just hold on. All right, good. Come on.
All right, so. Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Jagisa.
Yeah. He's following.
I notice you're watching a good program.
Yes, of course.
Mr. Jagisa, several things have taken...
First of all, happy birthday.
You're making up for lost time or what?
I'm making up for lost. All we talk about today was cost.
That's correct, but do me a favor. I'm going to have my office call you back now, and I need you to take the call so that we could converse.
No problem.
Okay, then, bye. Right. Right. You have Richard number? All right, that's all. All right, that's all. Giving you it. Right. Right, that's it. Right, so I want to talk to Mr. Jagisa because quite a lot of things developed this week, including our pre-action protocol letter to Crow. Our pre-action protocol letter. So we have a lot of developments. I hear that the man having a show, right? His supporters and him putting on a show, and I want to congratulate him. I want people to go to that show because the more people go to that show, the more money I could collect. So I encouraging people just to go. You understand? You're going right and flood the place because one is that the money gonna be mine, right? So, right. So my guys are gonna call Richard now. And as you can see, prices on the screen there for this SPC flooring, a 10 by 10 room, $19.99. Right. Hello.
Hi, good night.
Good evening, Mr. Jagisa.
Good evening.
Mr. Jagisa, we have quite a few things to discussificate. And I want you to start with our pre-action protocol letter to Mr. Weston Rollins. What is the update on that, please? I would like you to appraise my viewing audience, please.
On the 13th of February, we sent a pre-action protocol letter by TT Post registered mail, prepaid mail, to Weston Rollins, a.k.a. Croco. Every single newspaper in the country and radio stations and some radio stations in the country called Croco and got a comment from him. Therefore, he's aware of the pre-action protocol letter. He's aware of the context of the letter, and he cannot now come a month later and say he didn't get any letter. That is utter nonsense. That's the first point. The second point is his expiration date to respond substantially expired on the 13th of March, and he has not responded. Of course, as you know, the claim is drafted. It's in your hands, and once it's approved, we are ready to file. My office is eager to go at it. He has failed to respond. He has breached the fundamental core principles and rules surrounding pre-litigation correspondence, and we will deal with that in due course of the trial.
But I want for those people like myself who are not, okara with this whole thing and who not familiar with this whole thing and court and due process and thing. When someone does not respond to a pre-action protocol letter, what are the consequences?
Cost. So pre-litigation correspondence is an effort, is a pre-barrier, is a hurdle in an attempt to try and prevent costs from being incurred.
Right.
If someone ignores pre-litigation correspondence and forces you to go to court, then you have to reimburse that person for going to court. So he has made it difficult for himself. And of course, there are the aggravating factors which you see in the claim, and of course, the country will see, where you're commenting on the existence of a pre-action protocol letter. You're on national TV and on news telling the country, God is your lawyer, you have plenty court closed, and making these kind of aggravating remarks and comments, and then not substantially responding to a pre-action protocol letter. You are just making it difficult for yourself. The defendant has made it extremely difficult for himself to avoid having to pay costs and aggravated damages in the end.
So that is part one. Part two now is that I know we wrote the Telecom Authority on a matter. Could you remind me of what that matter is, please?
Right. So one of the things that we will need at the trial stage will be the certain official copies of licenses at broadcasting information, and the Telecommunication Authority ought to have that, so we wrote them for that. There was an interview the defendant, conducted with someone on a radio station. Certain aggravating remarks were made on that statement. Were made on that interview. We've written to them and asked them for a copy of that interview. And other documents, other surrounding documents, things that will be required at a later stage in the trial, at the proceedings, before trial. So we wrote Telecommunication Authority for that. So we haven't gotten those documents yet. However, the deadline to supply those documents is the 27th of this month, which is just a few days away. And of course, if they don't do it, well, we're very familiar with judicial review proceedings to acquire those documents.
And I also saw that the second defendant named in this whole matter is the Copyright Organization of Trinidad and Tobago.
Correct, yes.
Tell me about that, please. Elaborate on that.
The Copyright Organization of Trinidad and Tobago, COT for short, has written to us. Now this is in response to letters that we sent to Telecommunications Authority, SOCO, COT. In COT's response to us, COT has admitted that they own the works that we are saying are defamatory. They own those lyrics of the song. They have the rights to the song. So therefore, if the song is defamatory, the person who owns the song, or the entity that owns the song, is liable for the defamation. That's one. Two, COT is saying that the song could not have been performed without the broadcasting licenses from them. Therefore, the publication of the song, the publication of the defamatory statement stems from COT's permission, and therefore, COT is liable for the publication. And finally, COT is saying that the song cannot be performed in the future without their authorization. Therefore, if we are asking the court for an injunction to prevent the song from being performed in the future, that injunction must be made against COT. And therefore, COT is joined in the claim, and COT was briefed of that as of last week, and the deadline to respond to that was either today or maybe tomorrow, but that is why we are looking to file by Friday, to give them enough time to respond and concede. Whether they do it or not, well, you have the claim, and we can file by Friday morning.
Now, let us switch gears a little bit. Ministry of Works, after the flood, you met with residents in Bamboo number 2, and you advised them that we will be asking the Ministry of Works for certain information. And time upon time, they kept delaying, but finally, we got the information we requested from the Freedom of Information Act. Elaborate on that, please.
On the 10th of March, so they took 3 months to prepare the documents. On the 10th of March, the Ministry of Works and Transport wrote to you, through me, and agreed to give you all of the documents. You asked for 18 documents, they agreed to give you all on the 10th of March, which was Friday gone. On Monday, so they undertook in their Friday letter to give you everything by Monday. Monday night, I think I sent you the correspondence, maybe 9 p.m. Monday night, they provided some of the documents and refused the supply of 5 documents in your request. It is unheard of. I have never seen a situation like that, where a ministry, a public authority, remember this is a public authority, bound by the FOI, the Freedom of Information Act, a public authority receiving public funds. This is an entity who told you you are getting everything you asked for on Friday, and on Monday didn't give you everything. Absolute madness, right? That's the first point. The documents that they did supply, in my opinion, are not, they don't add up. The documents themselves conflict with each other. And I sent you a draft response,
Yes.
and you would see that we pointed out paragraph by paragraph, the documents don't make sense. For example, let's use a very simple one, and you can probably publish it at your convenience, but a very simple point. We asked, one of the documents you asked for as the applicant was a report. What caused the flooding? Tell me as a resident of Bamboo, what caused the flooding in my area? Show me a report, show me a site visit from a ministry official statement, something to that effect. The ministry told you in their response, no such report exists. Right? Then they come later to attach a document that you mentioned a few minutes ago on your program, a document where they detail flood prevention. Flood prevention, they spent over $5 million, over $6 million in flood prevention. My question to you, Inshan, is, how can you try to prevent something without the data, the research, the information that caused it in the first place? So you're trying to fix a leak without identifying what
caused the leak exactly,
or what caused the leak. Then you are then I don't know, but you may very well be misappropriating public funds in the tune of $6 million.
Wow. So what we are about to do, with instructions from myself, we are about to do something that has never been done in history. Correct me if I'm wrong.
If you mean hold the minister and the ministry accountable
Yes.
for flooding, then absolutely correct. That has never been done in Trinidad and Tobago before.
And I am excited. I'm excited to see where we go from here. But, you know, what confuses me is that sometimes you just have to do them thing that you're sending to me and make it a little shorter. Because, honestly, Richard, if I was the one to receive that and I was the defendant, I would have tell you, here, just take my money and done. Because quite frankly, after I read it, I said, but where this man does get all these things from? But that aside, the ministry now, we will respond based now on the documents that are missing. What is going to be the situation with that now? I mean, the ones that they refuse to provide.
Right, so that's there in the letter that I sent you to review. That's there at paragraph 15 to 18. And that treats with the refusal of the documents that they failed to provide or documents that we know for a fact exist and they didn't provide. So, for example, they in response to one of your requests, they said that there is no evidence of bank encroachment. There is no proof, there is no report that bank encroachment caused the flooding. In the letter, there is reference to a press release issued by the Ministry of Works and Transport. Dated the 2nd of December 2022, the day of the FOIA, the date of your application, where they are saying that deliberate bank encroachment caused the flooding. In other words, they blame the citizens, they blame the residents of Bamboo for encroaching on the bank and causing the flooding. So my question in the response is, or my question to you or any reasonable person is, on what basis did you tell this country that the citizens of Valsayn and Bamboo were to blame for the flooding if there is no report? And if you are telling me now in response to an FOIA that there is no evidence of bank encroachment, why then, at the height of the flooding, did you blame the residents? You had no evidence, you had no report to say it was their fault.
But not only that, Richard, we were attacked on national radio, right? For being squatters and for damaging the bank, and it's good for we. And insults was being flung in our direction because residents of Bamboo were blamed by the minister.
Correct. Correct. And now you have it in your hand. Proof that there was no evidence to point fingers at you at all. At the citizens, at the residents, at all. There is no report, no evidence, no data to say that it is your fault.
Mr. Jagisa, Let me just ask you one more, another question based on the FOIA information we received. What I saw was intriguing in that I saw hours for use for equipment. And I don't know if you saw that too as well, where equipment use were charged by the hour. In other words, $300, $500, whatever have you. I spoke to someone in the Ministry of Works and I asked them who it is that normally goes to verify how much hours a backhoe or excavator works. They say, well, normally what they do, an assessment is done and the contractor would put in that they need 300 hours to do X, Y, and Z. Now, I don't know if you have noticed, maybe it is because of my astigmatism and cocky-eyedness, maybe I see differently. But I see many excavators park up on the side of the road after works have completed or before it starts. I don't know if you have witnessed the same thing?
Yeah, of course I have. And Inshan, that is why you, as the applicant, as the main player in this court scene, I am just the voice. That is why you, as the applicant, you have asked for a declaration that the ministry has misappropriated public funding to the tune of $6 million and more because, and part of our evidence and part of our particulars will include that very point, because there's no reasonable way that quantity of hours could be spent to do this amount of work. And your company from Holland will be key evidence in making that point. And just to reiterate it again, that is why you as the client, you are asking the court, first time ever, someone is asking the court to make a declaration that the state has misappropriated public funds in this manner.
Mr. Jagisa, remember, I don't know if you remember the two videos with two residents who reside in the area who said an excavator contractor damaged the bank and they packed the bank with bamboo and compressed it.
Yes. I remember those videos.
Right. So therefore, all that, right? I mean, we could ask the question because it is public knowledge that that video went and received tens of thousands of views. Did the ministry actually saw that and investigate? Because the same people who are accused of doing a corrupt act are the same people doing work left, right, and center right now.
And perhaps even the same contractors hired now to assess the damage, according to their own evidence. So you're right. That will form part of your claim, whether or not these complaints were taken into consideration, because in response, the complaints from the two gentlemen you mentioned, because in response to your query, your application, on any complaint since 2018 to now, on any complaint by the residents about breaches, about bad work by contractors, etc., they said no. They said they've never received any complaint or aware of anything to that effect. No information has come to them to date that a contractor has done bad work, poor work, or incomplete work. They said that.
Mr. Jagisa, I have to go for a break now, but I would like to thank you so much. Is there anything that you would like to add or anything that I have missed?
I would just like to inform the viewers that today you are 106 years old, and I would like them to call in and text and wish you a happy 106th birthday. And I wish you many more to come.
Watch now. That is defamation, Reds.
Well, I hope you have a good lawyer.
Boy, let me tell you something. I have the youngest, brightest one. I ain't calling no name because they gonna say advertising for an attorney. You know, they just like to target me, right?
Yeah.
Oh, one other thing, the Telecom Authority. Did we get a response from them in regards to the radio stations and how the Telecom Authority is afraid to touch certain government radio stations in this country?
No response from them on that point yet.
Oh, because what is that? I remember, right? Somebody and something, when I said that effing and Telecom Authority write me and say that could be interpreted as a cuss. Imagine effing. So it have no fishing, it have no filming, it have no give me some efforts in a boy. Finding. And the only word that the Telecom Authority know is a nasty cuss word.
Yeah. And I think when we wrote them and we pointed out certain things, they wrote back and apologized. Not so?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, here what happened. Why it is the telecom authority have a problem with me. I tell you, when I went to the meeting with them, all of them like hero. If you see all of them inside, give them a thumbs up and thing. So it look like they have a serious problem with management inside there. But anyway, we go deal with that because I need to take a break again. The signal of Mr. Jaggis, sir. I would like to thank you, sir, for the human service that you are performing and you are doing well. And all I could tell you, seeing that you want to drop thing on my garden, be careful when you are driving on the road, sir. That is all I say, my friend. Okay, then, Richard. All
Enjoy
right,
the rest of your night. Take care.
Okay, then, bye. That is between me and my attorney for later find out, all right? Let me just thank. Hey, could we pull back our sponsors, the ones that passed while this program, while we were going on, so I could, at least I could give them a little thank you. Right. Automax. Right? Here what happened. All you ever use a dishwashing liquid, and when you pour it out, the whole thing run out because it's actually water you're getting. Automax dishwashing liquid is thick. It like lagly, it like condensed milk. When you put, remember a long time how squeezy used to be? Squeezy like water these days now, right? Long time when you get dishwashing liquid, you had to beg it for it to drop. That is the type of quality you're getting from Automax dishwashing liquid. Hey, Automax, do me a favor. Well, you know, I find like, well, drop no sample for me. Drop a gallon for me down at Baraka Grounds and I'll tell you how good it works, right? Because here what's happening. I have seen videos. Time to put it to the test now. So call them, organize, buy wholesale, and don't get stick with the other rubbish outside here. Let's go again, guys. Right. Mitsu Air, the #1 supplier of top quality air conditioning units in Trinidad and Tobago. Remember, they're the agents for Mitsubishi Electric air conditioning units, where you get a 10-year warranty, a plus inverter. So remember, give them a call, 674-4000 or 675-4000. Let's go again. Yes, my friends. We tried this in the mosque in Baraka Grounds, and I was very impressed. The fragrance booster, where you just, and the disinfectant, the fragrance booster, you just put it on the carpet and you leave it for a little while and you vacuum it out and the thing's smelling nice, right? It's like if I went inside there and come back out, you know what I mean? And then when Moody go in, it smell of grass, right? And I believe that right there. Anyway, let me make sure and check them out wherever you go, and of course, available at supermarkets nationwide. And of course, we go to the next slide and we welcome our good friends, Rita. I run out of stocks. Kerry, I run out of stocks. So you know what you had to do. The chia seed one. All right, so a real bold face. That's the good thing about being a TV host and knowing all these people. You get real samples and you're shameless, you just take it. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for providing a fantastic product. And of course, for giving you something of value. Right? Because a lot of products these days have literally no value. All right, so we're going to take a break now. Our first break. Remember, you're watching Breaking Barriers right here on IBN Channel 8. We'll be back right after this.
No more games. You always break the table when you lose. Promise? 4110 Jigsaw. Watch it. Don't you dare.
Ronix. Welcome to the home of Cure Oxygen Spring Water. A breathtaking 1,000 feet above sea level, where the elements collide. In an area of outstanding natural beauty. This land, our land, embodies nature, and our methods respect it. We use clean energy, solar, hydro, wind, to bring you the cleanest water. Every drop, sustainably sourced from pristine Cornish farmland. From the raw beauty of rainfall to our state-of-the-art bottling facility, situated on an ancient underground lake. We're reminded of the timeless power of pure water. But it doesn't stop here. The secret of cure lies in the pure oxygen we so carefully infuse. To breathe life into every bottle of pure water, without chemicals or additives. Cure pushes the boundaries of what water can do, uniting life's most essential ingredients: water and oxygen. The next generation of hydration. Pure oxygen, nature's ultimate water.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVRF systems and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
We now reach your hands already, boy. What? Now let's show. We move like lightning. Right. Anyway, good night, Mr. Ishmael. The Ministry of Works and Transport was boasting a few days ago about the near completion of the road from Valencia to Toko. I ask, is this roadworks a priority when commuters suffer daily in traffic from Port of Spain to San Fernando along the Solomon Hochoy Highway, a heavily trafficked area? And that is correct, because that has been going on for donkey years. But you see, we understand that when you pass the Caroni Bridge, they don't care. You understand that time and time again. You see the Debe campus? Watch the Debe campus. The Debe campus is rotting. And why it rotting? Because the Debe campus was made to facilitate people from south. And you see, you don't want the people from south to be bright, because at the end of the day, there is a problem under this government. Because you see, this government, the reason why school falling apart is because they like Duncy people. You understand? The more Duncy is, the more the PNM go like you. Right? What some of the people who will be supporting the PNM, right? That alone is proof. What some of the people who will be singing about the PNM, that alone is even more proof. So the fact is that when you look at what is taking place, for example, in Beetham, right? The school in Beetham, I have a note here. Let me just pull that up one time, right? In Beetham, the issues affecting the Beetham government primary school for the past couple of months, teachers and students have been plagued with a sewage problem. And in Parliament, they also have that problem. But it is a little more disgusting. Anyway, where raw sewage is being pumped into the drain in Parliament, there's also raw sewage when a lot of those members of Parliament talk. But that is a different story, right? Where there's a high stench, students and teachers falling ill with vomiting and diarrhea, headaches and stomach cramps. My child is presently at home sick, suffering with these symptoms. Also, the toilets of the school are not functioning. Another issue is Wassa dug up the area and has settled us. You see, I would tell Fitzgerald Hines to go in the area. But what means that, you know, he and drain water there, you know, they'd as well come in with that. But this is what is going on. The PNM, when it comes to school, for example, I said it, these parents, and I am one, of students going to St. George's, we are a bunch of idiots. We should be in front of that school shutting it down. Because you know what? Rats. You know how much children getting sick? My daughter was one of them. My daughter lost 3 weeks of schooling for the year so far. 3 weeks by being ill. Rat passing, in fact, while in English class, rats passing and rats saying, sorry, miss, I didn't want to pass through here, but the other area blocked. The rat gone and go where you had to go. You have all kind of nasty infestation. The place filthy. Not only that, there's no IT teacher. There's no IT program going on. And the lab is not in functioning. They have to go to Barataria. This is the madness. The PNM is destroying the educational sector in this country because they want people to remain dumb. But you see, this is what we like in Trinidad. Because anyway, let's run through some of the slides that we have because it will explain. Right. UWI St. Augustine worries over drop in student enrollment. You see, part of the problem with that could be number one, the standards of UWI have gone down significantly. Not only that, I believe it was that same woman, I stand corrected, where she said that you must try to include everyone. Hold up right there. I know when it comes to education, it has to include everyone. What you have to do is put people there based on merit. For example, if somebody if you need 5 subjects to go there, you don't get somebody with 3 subjects and then tell them because they get some kind of scholarship, a SKULLERSHIP, that they could come there and then all of a sudden there's this big hero. No. Here what happening, don't work so. And anytime you do that, you dumb down the institutions and you put a set of baby inside there, and what you end up with? Problems. So UWI, here what happening. And honestly, this may not be my favorite principle of UWI, because quite frankly, she has made some statements that really and truly, I really can't support you for. So let me hear when they be opening again, ma'am, or you have to answer to the politicians. I'm waiting to hear. Let's go again. Hey, bald head Rasta. All you know who's that fella, right? Rodney Charles, boy. Rodney Charles. I want to ask a question. How a man with a bald head could have lice? Hey, Caliph? Come back to me. I remember in my days, lice head was something a derogatory term used on Indians. It is like how you use the N-word and coolie and all them kind of thing. Long time, the lice head was another way of discriminating and maligning Indians, right? Now, my prime minister, I don't have a choice really, right? If I own a potong, it is my potong. I live in Trinidad and Tobago, so that is my prime minister. Just like if I have a potong, right? Anyway, my prime minister decided that he going to say this. Play that, fellas.
And that little dirty mouth, flea-laden, lice-covered Rodney Charles. And that little dirty mouth, flea-laden, lice-covered Rodney Charles.
Okay, flea-laden, lice-covered, dirty mouth, Rodney Charles. First off, that is defamation. If nothing is defamation, that is. Because I don't think Rodney Charles is a potong and he flea-covered. And I don't even think human beings, we doesn't get fleas? Human beings doesn't get fleas? Kayam, you're supposed to have experience, you know? Right, okay, good, right. I don't know. But what is that here what happening now? You as a prime minister, you go look to make that dotage statement, boy. What happened to you? Something wrong with you or what? Go ahead again, guys. Man raped, left on the roadside in central Trinidad. This is where we reach in this country, where 2 men rape another man. And we don't have problems in this country. Let's go again. Next slide. Death at Beetham landfill. And this is what I was talking about early on, where a man you know, we shouldn't even bother to input out, but we go put it up because one is that you have some of them chupidi, some tat, right? You notice a block of the head and the blood and thing, but still use really, right? He was crushed to death, right? And first off, I want to say something that will get people vexed. The PNM have many of those people in the landfill where they are today. You see, the PNM kept the African community under their boots for donkey years, where they paid their bills, they gave them subventions, they gave them grants, and it made them dependent on the government. And what happens is that when you have young men like these who have talent and could be contractors, and PNM don't do that. Because based on my FOIA request and the information that I received, apparently you had to come real good to be a Muslim contractor. You had to come real good to be a Christian contractor. You had to come real good to be an African contractor, based on the documents that I have in my possession. So something had to be wrong. Something really had to be wrong. Let's go again, guys. D.L. Singh denies exodus of local nurses. You know, someone was here recruiting nurses for the UK recently. In fact, yesterday, and he's denying that. Well, what I'm going to tell you, many things you denied, my friend. One is that, let's move along again. I really can't stand seeing that, man. Really cannot stand it. I don't hate sleeping Tortuga farmer shot dead during robbery at his home. Look, what you face on this fella, man, you could see hard work. You know when them long-time Indian pose up? That is how he looking. Right? You know, he resembled me a little bit, but with hair, boy. Anyway, condolences to the family. Another day in beautiful Trinidad and Tobago. Let's go again, guys. Classes at St. Rose affected by deplorable condition, right? That was news. And then somebody sent me this. Just know that the parents will be fixing schools just like how they fixing roads. And this is so unfair. Through the Freedom of Information Act, we are getting a breakdown of the $147 million that was spent for Carnival. And that is going to blow all your socks away when all you see some of the figures and how it was spent. We are asking for a comprehensive breakdown of the funds allocated through the Ministry of Finance, the $147 million, where it was spent, which contractor received what, and every single penny. I real work in the Freedom of Information Act thing now, you know. I come like the Devant of Freedom of Information Act. Let's go again. Parents need to, well, this one. Hey guys, I'll get the video ready with Rowley again. Eh? Parents need to take responsibility and teach children respect and discipline in order to combat T&D school violence problem and bigger issues it produces. Says, here who talking about respect now? Here who talking about respect? Here who talking about respect? All right, let me show the public respect.
And that little dirty mouth, flea-laden, lice-covered Rodney Charles.
Now, I want to know where the hell, right, the K-Pax liquors are that day during this. I want to know where are they during that. Where were the minions from that during that? Because that was broadcasted on national TV. Pull it up again, start and pause. Let us see where it was broadcasted. On TTT. That went live on TTT. Did TTT get a letter from TAT? Because here what happening, that language is not appropriate for TV. How you could denigrate people like that, and that remark, lies covered, is a remark that was used to denigrate Indians. So where's that? Where's the Telecom Authority? Well, I'm waiting for the next letter. All you come, because I'm ready to rule. Let's go again. Minister of Energy Stuart Young has signed a non-disclosure agreement. Notice again, agreements being signed and nobody knows about it. But not only that, what is strange is that that is not supposed to be a non-disclosure agreement because the US gave permission for this to happen. Because of the sanctions placed on various countries, the US gave permission. So therefore, that is not supposed to be a non-disclosure, or it is a non-disclosure for Trinidad only. Ask yourself that question. That is our money jumping up and Stuart signing. That is none of all your damn business to know what's going on there. And that is all your money. But I will tell you, create is EPNM, boy. Let's go again. Yeah, forget that. The $200 million Secondary Road Habilitation and Improvement Company Limited is now under the purview of the Ministry of Works and Transport. All you realize that Faris get demoted again. They take this away from Faris now, you know. This new secondary road company that they had given Faris, they go on and say, Faris, you can't hold that. In other words, they're making this man look like a fool. Mr. Karan, tell the boy to leave now because he embarrassing the family, because he get move out and dust out as AG. Now he in the drain cleaning program, he in charge of drains in the country. Where in the world have you ever seen an attorney general being demoted to the minister of drains and the minister of cesspits and the minister of rubbish? Where in the world? And he's still proud to hold that position. Let's go again, guys. There's a foreign exchange shortage in this country, but there's no need to devalue the hear that I said, there's a foreign exchange shortage. But every single person, every other person getting millions of dollars of foreign exchange and ain't complaining, but there is a foreign exchange shortage. People like me complaining because Republic Bank, a month ago, I sent an invoice for just $12,000 to purchase some strips, some diabetic strips. Up to now, I have not received $1 from Republic Bank. See, that is how it is. That is how it is. And then they'll go bloody tell me we don't have a problem. Let's go again. Local motor vehicles sees uptick in sales over last year. So there's a US shortage, but watch this headline. And you tell me how that could make sense. You know how? It makes sense because people like me, who's the dregs and the old potong with the minge, that is the people who it affecting. It is affecting them. It is affecting the big Sawati like PriceSmart. It is affecting the big Sawati like Courts. None of these fellas are them. Even companies that have businesses here where the money does not benefit Trinidad and Tobago, it is banked abroad, they're getting $500 million in foreign exchange, while all of the other suck salt and all of this staying quiet. Let's go again, guys. A vendor robbed of his crabs. Imagine that. Eh? Crab boy. How much a thing of crab? $100 for 6 crab. All you know the kind of work. Come to me. You all know the kind of work it is go through to catch crabs? Eh? Well, it have some ministers who just catch them, but that is true of visit through Port of Spain. You know how much work it is take for you to get that? The kind of hardship. And when you go through that mangrove, brother man, you just be smelling like rotten horse when you're coming out of it because that mud stink. But where does it get again? Sea crabs and thing too, right? Good. So let me quote accurately now because next thing you know, crab specialist call me. Let's go again, guys. Heinz. Just stop. Hold already. You know what is the hardest way? You know why I find so strange and unbelievable? You dealing with counter trafficking, but you gone on national gazette and national media telling the whole population that you are bringing in a counter trafficking specialist. If that is not the height of stupidity, I don't know what is. How the hell you as the Minister of National Security could go and bump your gum and say that you are bringing... Just shut your mouth and bring them in, boy. You can't be that dotish. You are bringing in somebody to deal with trafficking. You can't shut your mouth and zip your lip and say nothing. You go on national media. Hello, we are bringing in this man to catch them fellas. Fellas, let me introduce it to the man who's going to get you. You have to be an idiot. You have to be an idiot. How the hell could you do that? How could that make sense? When you're going and catch people undercover, all you mustn't go undercover, all you must call them and tell them we come in because that is what you do. That is what you just did. And you are the Minister of National Security. And I just really wonder, you know, why we really deserve this, boy? You mean we so bad in this country that we deserve this? All you come now, man, let's go again. Marijuana indoors for Aruka prison. Now, if you actually join the in and the doors, it is also a headline, eh? Because there is marijuana indoors for Arouca prison. You understand? Marijuana is a norm. Prison officers that supply it, people who come in to visit their families that supply it, drones that drop it. So marijuana is nothing, that is normal. In fact, if you check in some of them bars and them that they have in the prison, if you check, it might be hollow inside and full with marijuana. Let's go again, guys. A 23-year-old man who was reported missing in 2020 was positively identified 3 years later. Imagine that. Imagine that. Your son, your father, your brother, missing for 3 years. For 3 years. Right? Every time the phone rings, you're wondering if it is him. Every single time a car pull up in front, you wonder if all have a message that they find him. Or every night when you go to sleep, you're praying that when the door opens, that is your son. These idiots on him, right? 3 years they took to find the DNA for somebody. I don't know where are we going again. I really don't know. Let's go again, guys. Cooperation is vital to success in this battle, so CARICOM should give favorable consideration to the invitation to join Mexico in its legal fight to hold U.S. gun manufacturers and distributors responsible for violence and bloodshed across the region. If this is not the height of stupidity, imagine Trinidad and Tobago want to join with Mexico in holding the U.S. responsible for gun violence because they just supply the guns on it. So the U.S. is the one that taking the gun and putting it in people's hands. And Trinidad and Tobago going to join Mexico to get pressure in retail. And right now, the U.S. under pressure right now because why? Only here 2-3 banks closed, shut down. Somebody, a cash. I was watching today, somebody with a check, and the check came back, and it had no bank. Not refer to draw, which means that you have no money in your cash and check. We know no minister will ever get that. The among them is thief, right? That is where it reached right now. But I was looking at something on Wall Street today, and they're saying that it's on its way to recovery. But the prediction is that in time, that we might have to go back to trading and might have to go back to things like gold and them kind of thing. Right? Caliph in luck because the amount of gold and he have ending, you know. Yeah, she does mine it too. Right. Anyway, this is where I can't, give me the 2 last slides because COVID-19 is still making some people severely sick. Paho, go to hell with all your COVID regulations because all is a waste of time with that dotishness and that fake news. New positive cases, 367. All you believe that? No. Not in hell. Not in hell. Real people are COVID in this country. But that's nothing. Total patients hospitalized. Hey, don't even bother with this. Yes. Every time I see this thing, I just remember Terrence and I just get sick. Don't even bother with that. All right, so this is where I have to end it off. I do apologize, but I cannot take any calls because, like I said, I promised my wife I'll wrap up 9. Okay, it's just about 9, quarter past. So I would like to thank each and every one of you for viewing tonight. My apologies for not taking your calls. Secondly, God willing, Ramadan is supposed to start either next week, Tuesday or Wednesday. Is Tuesday or Wednesday? Wednesday or Tuesday? Wednesday or Tuesday. So what is happening is that I know that many people called me and asked me if the program will still be on air. What we are doing is that I'm pre-recording the program, so at least you will get your feed on a Wednesday. I will not be doing it where we will take the calls, but you will get the Breaking Barriers every Wednesday, God willing, once I can make it. Even though it's going to be sometimes a bit of bridge, right? That is for continuance sakes, because I know for the flooding, there was a month and something that we were off air, and I thank you for your patience and understanding. Secondly, remember, this is a special limited time offer. A case of cure for $120. This was $260. You're getting it for $6 a bottle. And for those of you who have parents who have breathing problems and issues with, lung issues, who had the COVID and long to recover, or who, for example, just need something as a pick-me-up, Here what happening. $10 all you're paying for them energy thing that don't do nothing except cause all your heart to race, but this could benefit your health. 375-1100 and 299-6263. Call those numbers now and they will deliver within 2 to 3 days free of charge. All right, so this is where I have to end it off, God willing. Friends, I would like to thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the flea market and the food fest from 11 a.m. to 12 midnight, Friday and Saturday and Sunday. 12 midnight, are you hear me correct? So, and of course, guys, the Ronex background, I'm moving like a piper. For the Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Sunday, we having our power wagon, a set of tools and accessories. I'm moving like a big piper. So check us out there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the flea market at Baraka Grounds. Take care, folks, and I'll catch you next week for Breaking Barriers. Assalamu alaikum and good evening.